So this is the quilt that I worked on for my friend Sparks and her baby girl. This is the second quilt I've ever attempted to make, not knowing it is a quilt. So what I'm showing off here is some of the hand stitching work. If I get my finger, there we go. So like I did really tiny stitches, and this is all hand embroidered. I did it a little too tightly, so it puckers up a little bit. I did try to flatten out some of the worst of them a little bit by spraying it and ironing it, but it is so tightly packed. I know next time that I do that embroidery, not to make it so tight. So I've done a bunch of other little things. So this quilt is themed after the Korean comic series 50 tea recipes from the Duchess. I'm just going to clean off some of the lint and stuff I'm seeing on here. It's actually two-sided. This side is made up of different flowers and leaves and stuff like that that's used to make the tea, which is why I showed off the cherry blossoms or sakura blossoms here, because if you look, I put down this big leaf here first. Then I embroidered the interior section and then overlaid it with more petals to make a blossom. So there's actually two of them. There's the other one on the blanket. And then I have scattering of petals. And then these ones right here, I don't know if you recognize them, but they're rose hips, which I don't remember what time period, but it was during like the sailing period where they were doing trade by sail routes on wooden ships and stuff with like pirates and whatnot. The rose hips, they would make teas and stuff out of and other things for the sailors to have in order to prevent them from getting sick with scabies, because it was a vitamin C deficiency, if I can get things right. I also have green tea leaves here, which have patterns that are embroidered on them. And then this one, they look like daisies, but they're not daisies. They're a flower called a calendula, which is used to make tea. No, not daisies, sunflowers. I had a lot of people mistaking them for sunflowers. This is the one that people were mistaking for daisies. These are actually chamomile flowers. I tried to do the patterns of the leaves, or not leaves. Oh my God, I'm saying everything wrong. Petals. I tried to do the petals, remnants of what the flower actually looks like. But after washing the glue out that I used to hold the pieces together while I was stitching so it wouldn't fray as I was stitching it, because that was what was happening with, I think it was this one right here of the green tea leaves. My trick that I use to prevent that is using Elmer's school glue. I haven't tried it with any other brands, but I know that Elmer's one is like water soluble. So I think if you use a brand that is water soluble, it should work. So if you're wondering what these are, I designed this as an anchoring embroidery that holds the two sides of the blankets together because they're separate pieces of fabric. Nobody's ever taught me to quilt. I didn't know I was quilting until my friend Chris Casey was informing me of it. Their mother teaches quilting, so that's how I come to find out this is actually a quilt. So that is it for this side. The only thing I want to show off real quick before I flip it over is this itty bitty tiny stitch work. Yes, there's 2 rows of stitches here, by the way. Just like one super duper tiny. When I go to post this on Hoyo Lab, I will take the pictures that I have and post it with it so that people can see just how tiny these stitches are. It was so bad. I was actually half tempted to wear my prescription sunglasses to work because my eyes were so sore and I was having trouble seeing stuff. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. So give me a moment and I'll get that done. Okay, so this is the second side of the quilt. It doesn't have as much stuff on it. I think I bit off more than I could chew with the first side, in all honesty. Like, that was just ridiculously crazy. I don't know what possessed me to do that. So with this one, I'm going to have to clip off some of these stray threads because they're going to bother the shit out of me. No offense. So with this one, I did a bunch of different things. I want to be a mixture of Asian and European theme because in 50 Tea Recipes from the Duchess, she's originally from Korea and wakes up in a European medieval fantasy-esque world that at some point we find out has magic in it, which almost never comes up. So first of all, I'm going to show off this teapot that I did with a matching teacup because this little applique here is the same as this one. And then we also, starting with the Asian themed stuff, we have a teacup with a koi on it. Then we have one of those little shallow bowl type teacups and an Asian themed simple teapot. I was going to do a cherry blossom tree on this, but I decided not to because I didn't have anything on this and I wanted them to match. So I decided not to do the cherry blossom tree. I did do this tea canister, tea tin, whatever you want to call it. It does have a bit of embroidery. I actually took a stencil to do these and this, but they didn't really get the lines right, so it looks a little different when I embroidered it, so that's why. And then with this one, I know it's a little hard to read, but that's 50 tea recipes in honor of the series that this is themed after. And then some of these aren't so well done, but this is the back side of the anchoring stitches because I designed it to have a different pattern and then knot off on these things. So this way, there's a piece of hair. This way it looks also like it's supposed to be part of a pattern. I did mess up a little bit on some of them because it was my first time doing that pattern. I think I might do a different pattern the next time. That's something that might be a little bit easier to do. I don't know, maybe like a starburst type thing or something. But I don't know what I'm going to do for the quilt next time. We'll see how things go. But yeah, so that is it for the quilt that I made. And I'll see you guys next time.